everyone. Reverend Dr. Katie here. I am so happy to be coming to you on the solstice. This is the winter solstice for me in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, then it's the summer solstice. So it's either the longest night of the year or the longest day of the year. No matter where you are, it's an energetic day. And in fact, this is one, whoops, no sound issue. All right. It's one of my favorite days of the year. I love living into the energy of this year. And I've been hearing from a bunch of you that you are feeling the energy. A lot of people's emotions are way up and down. Your physical energy, maybe fatigue, maybe you're overstimulated, is way up and down. You know what? That's kind of part of the rhythm. It's part of the journey of being sensitive, of being intuitive, of being empathic. So it's really, really important that we learn how to work with this energy, that we don't fight this earth energy. This is where earth and heaven literally come together, is at these points in the year as our earth is turning. We're in the dance with the sun. We're in the middle of this great conjunction in 2020. End of the year, 2020, what else can you expect except for the two biggest planets in our solar system to come together, so that we hopefully can all see those tonight. So all of this produces really, really big energy. And learning how to live as an earth creature. You are an extension of the earth, and learning to feel that energy and not work against it is it's a skill set that everyone here can learn to achieve. Now, I've been living with earth rhythms for a long time now, and really happy to do that because it's much easier than ignoring them or fighting them. But the past 2 nights I was just exhausted. I was feeling very fatigued. Not too surprising because I'm still recovering a little bit from COVID, all of that kind of stuff. But I was like more tired than usual. And then it dawned on me, of course, I was like, oh, the solstice is coming up. Then I woke up today kind of anticipating all of this energy, like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to go. So this is a beautiful day for setting intentions. For those of us in the northern hemisphere, it's this kind of quiet, cocooning, cradling time where we're living into the beautiful darkness and all of that sacredness, all of the sacredness of being in kind of in the quiet, of letting emerge within us the things that we need to be attentive to. And this is especially true in our spiritual lives. The solstice is a beautiful time for tuning inward, for kind of going down into that spiral within and seeing what is at the very center and at the very core of ourselves. Now, of course, if we're not in touch with the earth rhythms, with the cosmos rhythms, if we're feeling any kind of guilt, any kind of shame, any kind of back and forth wobble about our spiritual lives, about our metaphysical lives, this is going to be really challenging because going inward on this journey really requires that we trust our intuition. So the winter solstice, the summer solstice too, whichever one you happen to be in, is a beautiful time for honing in to that intuition, to your metaphysical compass that's within you as a Christian. Now, of course, this solstice is just 4 days before Christmas, before our observation of the birth of Christ, of the birth of love into the world. So, any intention that we discern for ourselves, that we tune into, that we set for ourselves for the coming year. So, this is kind of a blueprint that you can set for yourself for the next 12 months. Sorry, I'm kind of constantly sipping on warm things right now. Any intention that we set for ourselves for the next little bit of time should also align very clearly with the birth of love, with the message of Christ into the world. And the Christmas message that God comes to us in the form of a human is so amazing. And this overlays very beautifully in a way that very much aligns with the solstice. So, as I'm setting intentions for myself for the coming year, it is that any intention that I have for my own life be in service and in the service of the love of Christ that is in the world. So, this is not a time for making a to-do list. This is a time for letting intentions rise up within you that your life can serve, that your life can manifest over the next 12 months. You can make the to-do list around that later on. Right now is the time for discerning what is it. So let me ask everyone a question and give you just a second to reflect on this. What is it that you would like to feel in your spiritual life 12 months from today. In 365 days, on the solstice 2021, what is it that you want to be feeling in your own spiritual life? And notice I did say the word feel. This is not a to-do list. It's not what do you want to have done. How do you want to feel in your spiritual life? So just take 20 seconds and let that arise within you. Okay, so it's been 20 seconds. You can take all the time you need, of course, later on. I'm just curious, first impulse, first instinct, what is it that you want to feel 1 year from today? You type it into the chat box, put it into the comments. I would just love to know. And that's how you begin to set your intention. I will ask everyone to go ahead and reflect. If I had asked you this 1 year ago, which actually I did if you were in the group, if I asked you this 1 year ago, what is it that you want to feel now? Do you feel different? Is your spiritual life different? Have you expanded it? Have you given it time? Have you given it attention? Have you given it your foremost without struggling? Right? If that's true, then hopefully there's been some shifts over the past year. If you find yourself kind of in the same spot, then you know that maybe this is a solstice where you can do things just a little bit differently. Of course, you can reach out to me anytime for help. I have tons of things that may be able to assist you on your journey. But it really all has to start with you and your intention and what it is that you want to experience within your own life. And then when something and over the next year that feels like a barrier emerges, then you can actually ask yourself, is this a barrier or is this my perception of a barrier? Right? Is this something actually standing in my way or is this something I only think is standing in my way? You can refer back to this moment. So this solstice moment, the solstice day, the solstice energy helps us anchor in to our true desires, to what we are called to do, what truly called to do as Jesus followers. So is what we're doing helping shine love? Is it helping shine justice? Is it helping shine the beauty of the Christ message into the world? And all of our intentions can then flow out of that. That doesn't mean that we have to. It doesn't mean that we have to have like super lofty intentions. We can. There's nothing wrong with that. But it means in our daily lives, are we feeling the peace and the joy? Are we cultivating the kind of richness that we want to pass on to others? So this really does start at the smallest level, from the way we make our coffee in the morning to the way that we interact with our loved ones. And then from those small moments, it emerges into our big ones. It's from the way we live our interior lives in the little in-between moments that we create the big ones, that we can create impact, that we know that our life is serving in a big way. And that's what I love to help all of you do. So this solstice energy is one of my favorite energies. I will be definitely looking at the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn in a few hours in my time. If you happen to be watching this after the fact, no worries. You can tap into this energy anytime, because Earth energy is around you anytime that you're on the Earth. Anytime you're within the vicinity of the Earth, which is like all the time for all of us. So this energy is always available. It's just us learning how to tap into the different rhythms, the different energies, and recognizing that we are not separate from the Earth. We are made of the Earth. We are God's creations, just like the Earth is God's creation. And so that's it's not quite a responsibility. It's kind of the way it is. And so learning to recognize that dynamic relationship within our lives is really, really important. And one of the things I love to help people do. So that's it, y'all. Solstice 2020. It has been a year. It's been a year. I'm very happy that we have all arrived here on the solstice, that we are tapping into this energy. More is to come. There are great things in store. I'm so excited to see so many of you really leaping into your gifts and really claiming those, claiming this peace that that you desire. Thank you for that comment in the comment box, and really cultivating whatever it is that you are feeling called to cultivate in your life. That's what I'm here for. That's what we're all here for. Let's get out there in the planet and make it happen. All right, y'all, just reach out with any questions. You can always private message me if you're wanting to learn more, if you're wanting to learn more about going deeper, if you feel like you're being called to do that with some guidance. I'd be happy to resource you as best I can. So you can always send me a private message, and I will see you all soon.